Welcome back, weavers. Today we'll be having some more fun with colour using the hatching tapestry weaving technique. Hatching is used to create colour transitions and shading across the warp rather than moving up the warp, as shown in my last video on colour gradation. Today I will weave a sample that mixes two shades of orange. So we have finished a section of blue weaving with a couple of rows of sumac weave. We start with the setup row by placing a marker about 2/3 the way along the blue section. We are going to weave an area of hatching with a medium shade of orange and a light shade that merge in the middle. So we first take our light orange shade and, starting from the right hand edge, weave in plain weave until you reach the marker, making sure you tuck in your end as you start this row. If you need a refresher in plain weaving, please click on the link above to watch my video on this technique. Remember to bubble the weft as shown here so that your weaving doesn't pull in at the edges. Next we will weave the darker orange shade, but first we count the warp threads we will be going under to make sure we maintain the plain weave pattern across the row. Now with the darker shade and starting from the left hand edge, weave in plain weave until you reach the marker thread. You will see that upon reaching the thread, one of the warp threads is exposed. Don't worry, this thread will be covered up when we weave the next row. Setting up the warp threads in this way so that they are travelling in opposite directions is essential for this technique to work. We now remove our marker thread, and with a dark orange shade and wrapping around and behind the exposed warp thread, weave back to the left hand edge in plain weaving. Then we take the light orange shade again and weave in plain weave to the right hand edge of the colour area where we started, making sure to bubble the weft as you go. Our first two setup rows are now complete. Next we reinsert our marker between the warp threads about 1/3 of the way from the right hand edge. Now we take the light orange shade again and weave in plain weave until you reach the marker. This time we're going to continue to weave with a light orange shade and change direction and weave back to the right hand edge now. Next we take the darker orange shade and weave in plain weave until you reach the marker thread. As with our first two setup rows, once both colours meet at the marker thread, you can remove that marker thread. Now you can weave back to the left hand edge with a dark orange yarn. These 4 rows of weaving form the basic pattern for the hatching technique. If we continue to repeat these 4 rows as shown here, the middle section will become a blend of the 2 shades of orange, especially when the weaving is viewed from a distance. This is hatching at its most basic. You can experiment with this technique by moving the blended zone in steps across different areas of the warp as shown here. You can also create irregular hatching where you move the blended area in a random fashion. The top part of this sample shows some random hatching. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning more about weaving, please visit and subscribe to my Weave with Pat YouTube channel. And for unique yarns and crafting ideas, visit my Etsy shop or patriciacantosdesign.com.